Liverpool prepares for a meeting with Mark Guehi after a £35 million transfer collapse on deadline day. Liverpool includes two key clauses in Harvey Elliott's departure. Angry Newcastle fans taunt Real Madrid and Liverpool over the complete rat, Alexander Isak. Welcome, my friend fan. Let's check the latest news from the greatest club in the world. In another world, Mark Guehi would return to Selhurst Park later this month wearing Liverpool red. After his achievements at Crystal Palace, he would likely be given a standing ovation. However, when the Reds traveled to South London at the end of September, Guehi will still receive applause from the home fans, but this time as the leader of the Eagles. On the last day of the transfer window, the England international was ready for a £35 million move to Anfield, the Premier League champions. However, under instructions from manager Oliver Glasner, who threatened to leave the FA Cup winning club if his captain was sold, Palace pulled out of the deal at the last moment. Palace CEO Steve Parish had estimated that with less than 12 months left on Guehi's contract, the club would need to sell him, but in the end, he followed the manager's wishes. Throughout the summer, Glasner made it clear that Guehi could not leave without proper replacements. On Sunday night, after Guehi scored a spectacular goal in a 3-0 victory over Aston Villa, he reinforced this stance. "We had a meeting in March and agreed that we would only sell Guehi if we had the right replacement. We wanted him available from the start of the season, so we wouldn't depend on this situation. Today, August 31st, there is still no replacement, so we cannot sell him. This is not a gift or a wish of mine. It is necessary for a successful season. We had a great start and are competing in Europe for the first time. Our fans deserve the best players available. And know that if we don't sell Mark, he will accept it because he loves Crystal Palace, the team, and feels valued." Mark Guehi will continue to lead Crystal Palace at least until January, participating in the Premier League, domestic cups, and European competitions. Despite Liverpool's interest, the transfer did not happen due to complex negotiations and the club situation, and the 25-year-old defender will remain in South London away from the spotlight he might have received. It was widely reported that Liverpool had agreed personal terms with Guehi. Unlike other arrivals at Anfield, the Palace captain ignored the offer and continued playing for his club, though he was eager to join the current Premier League champions. As highlighted by Chairman Steve Parish after Palace's victory over Liverpool in the FA Community Shield, the club could have accepted a suitable offer or risked losing Guehi for free when his contract expires next summer. Despite success in the FA Cup and qualification for European competitions, the club needed to balance the books after losing around £200 million over the past 5 years. The deal could have been completed if Liverpool had matched the asking price of £45 million, but they held all the leverage. Guehi had no other suitors, and Parish made the club's delicate financial situation clear. The Eagles hesitated, accepting Liverpool's £35 million offer with a 10% sell-on clause on deadline day morning. Around the same time, Guehi informed Glasner of his desire to leave and underwent part of the medical examination in London, according to The Athletic. Directors from both clubs and the player himself were satisfied, but the official confirmation had not been released. Before the deadline, a deal was presented giving an extra 2 hours for adjustments, but no contract was finalized. Rumors that Palace were delaying Guehi's exit emerged alongside a failed negotiation for another defender, Igor Julio, from Brighton. Despite attempts to replace Guehi, the Brazilian ended up at West Ham. Other defensive options, such as J.D. Canvat, and links to Manuel Akanji and Joe Gomez did not materialize. Strijnhana Pavlovic from Milan was Palace's preferred choice but remained at San Siro, leaving the club without an immediate replacement. Mark Guehi's transfer did not happen due to Oliver Glasner's firm stance and the lack of a suitable replacement. Glasner emphasized he would only sell the defender if a replacement was ready, and he even considered stepping away from the club if he lost him. With prestige after winning the two biggest trophies in Crystal Palace's history, Glasner stressed that Guehi loves the club and will accept staying. The player, discreet throughout the saga, stated he is happy with the team and teammates and will remain focused on football at least until January. Liverpool included a buyback clause in the agreement that sent Harvey Elliott to Aston Villa, also securing a share of any profit from a future sale of the English midfielder. The lifelong Liverpool fan had been lamenting his departure from Anfield throughout the summer. After negotiations with Bundesliga clubs, Elliott finally signed with Aston Villa in the Premier League. The 22-year-old arrived on an initial loan, which the club will be legally required to make permanent next summer. The late completion of the deal aimed to ensure that Villa did not breach financial regulations, although there are conflicting reports about the transfer fee. Liverpool sources cite £35 million, US $46.8 million, while Aston Villa reports about $30 million. Regardless of the fee, the permanent contract is believed to include a buyback clause, as revealed by Paul Joyce of The Times. In addition, the deal also includes a sell-on clause, giving Liverpool a percentage of any future sale if Villa decides to transfer Elliott. In an emotional farewell on Instagram, Elliott wrote, "When I joined Liverpool in 2019, it was a dream come true for me and my family. As a child, I traveled the world supporting the team and could never imagine the feeling of wearing that famous red shirt for the first time as a player. Over the past 6 years, I've experienced a lot and grown from a 16-year-old boy into a man during my time at the club. I played 150 games, won 7 major trophies, and had the honor of being part of the squad that won the Premier League last season with such a special group. Thank you to everyone at the club for welcoming me from day one and looking after me throughout the journey. I'm grateful to the board and Jurgen Klopp for helping me achieve my dream of becoming a Liverpool player. To Arne Slot, all the coaches and staff, and of course my teammates. It has been a privilege to play with you all, and I'm lucky to have made friends for life along the way. To the amazing Liverpool supporters, thank you for making me one of you and for always supporting me through the good times and the bad. I will always value this bond and carry Liverpool in my heart. Now it's time for a new challenge. I am incredibly ambitious and believe that at this stage of my career, it's important to be in an environment where I can play and progress to the fullest. Alexander Isak's British record transfer from Newcastle to Liverpool caused major outrage among Magpies fans, who criticized him for forcing the move and warned he might do the same at Liverpool. The Premier League champions broke the British transfer record twice that summer, with Isak signing a 6-year deal for £125 million, while Newcastle used part of the fee to sign replacements Nick Woltemade and Yoane Wissa. His departure left Newcastle supporters bitter, confirmed in a brief 37-word club statement. Newcastle United can confirm the sale of striker Alexander Isak to Liverpool for a British record transfer fee. The Swedish international joined the Magpies from Real Sociedad in 2022 and made 109 appearances in all competitions. The reaction on social media was intense. Many fans attacked the player for his attitude, calling him ungrateful and greedy. User "The Atmosphere is Electric" commented, "I hope he fails. Players are not bigger than the clubs." EB from the 13 wrote, "I hope the rest of his career is short and miserable." NS Spares called Isak a complete rat, and Man Like Fola said, "Go F yourself, rat." Some fans also warned that he could repeat this behavior at Liverpool in the future, with Anth's Life stating can't wait for him to do the same at Liverpool, and Mac Etch3 adding that he could force a move to Real Madrid in a few years. Meanwhile, Liverpool celebrated Isak's signing with videos and social media posts, confirming the 6-year contract. Some Newcastle fans responded with sarcasm, like, "Fueled, Steve. Missed an opportunity. Should have said, on a 6-year contract. If he wants." Others said farewell to the 25-year-old striker while highlighting his difficult attitude. Eco-Scientist23 said, "He's a diva. He might play well, but the attitude is awful. Soon he'll be throwing tantrum at Anfield." Francis Chip added, "What a terrible person he is." Some fans took a more positive view of Newcastle's future, noting that the signings of Woltemade, Elanga, and Wissa could strengthen the club under Eddie Howe's leadership. It wasn't only Newcastle fans who criticized Isak. A supporter known as Man City Hardcore called the Swede the most toxic player in Premier League history, stating that his legacy would be remembered as ungrateful and greedy, while expressing support for the Magpies fans. Thank you very much for watching until now. See you next time.